good afternoon. I'm Beth, personal trainer at Emerge Fitness Training, and welcome back to 55 plus or senior training, however you want to look at it. Anyway, you will find again, hopefully, if you joined us last week and the week before, that it's a pretty challenging workout, and there's all different ways that you can scale it down or drive it up and make it extra challenging. Anyway, with me today again, okay, is my sidekick, okay, Jerry, my husband.
It's
okay,
impressive, Pops.
Yes, so this is truly a workout for him. Now you're going to see that Jerry has brought with him today, although he'll be using dumbbells primarily during this workout, he's also brought with him some things that we have at home that I hope, and I'm assuming you have at home, that you can use during this workout. We've got 2 cans of green beans, okay, we went healthy, definitely. Those can stand in for weights. And we've got a bottle of fabric softener, which is a little bit scaled up, a little bit heavier. We're going to use that for some back work today. Anyway, again, you can strictly use body weight, strictly use the pull and the push. As far as I'm concerned, that's a great workout too, depending upon where you're coming from and where your level of fitness is at this particular point. What's most important is if you've joined us today, we're going to get started and we're going to get a great workout. We're going to start, okay, with the glutes, okay, since those are the biggest powerhouse in the body. Those kind of get us ready, and once we get those warmed up, then we can get right to work and do all the other good squats and lunges and upper body exercises that we need to do. I'm going to show you a different version of doing a hip lift today. You can do the hip lift we did on the floor last week and the week before, simply if you're comfortable getting down on the floor, or you can do our little bit different version today. I'm going to have Jerry sit on the bench and just support himself here on the edge, move down, kind of move his legs out, move until you've got a soft surface here. Now, if you've got a chair at home, avoid a hard chair, get a soft chair. I did this against my recliner at home today. So you don't want to go as low as your lower back, and you don't want to be all the way down here. You want somewhere around the middle of the back, above the lower part of the back. Now, what I'm going to have Jerry do is keep the neck neutral.
Hey, Stephanie.
And squeeze the glutes up. And relax the neck as you come back. Then when you drop the glutes, bring your upper body back up, almost in a seated position. Now, what you do with your arms, you can keep them across your chest. Probably the best place, that way they're not flailing around. Squeeze the glutes as hard as you can. I'll be prompting Jerry to loosen his neck up. Now I'm going to quickly change positions here, let Jerry get here, and he's going to give you 12 of these. Again, we're going to make this workout, so you want to drop first, yeah, then squeeze. Keep that neck nice and loose, especially since his neck's off. His head isn't necessarily relaxing completely on the bench. So I want him to really, really pay attention to keeping his neck loose. Yes. What number, Jerry?
This is 6.
Breathe, breathe, breathe.
7.
Squeeze as hard as you can with those glutes. We're again going to make this sort of a circuit workout today. That way we can circle through all 5 exercises. Then what we'll do is come back to square one, start over and do a second set of all of them again.
More.
All right. What number?
One more.
Good. Awesome. Nice job.
Thank you.
A little awkward getting up, but if you kind of either drop your bottom to the floor and get up that way, or push yourself up on your chair or recliner. If you were on the floor doing the hip lift, that's awesome too. Another great way to work the glutes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a weighted plie squat. Now, what that is, okay, weighted, obviously you're going to pick up some kind of weight. This is a good opportunity if you don't have a weight to use like a detergent bottle, okay? You're going to put your feet about 2 feet apart. That's the difference between a regular squat, which is about legs are about shoulder distance. We're going to keep 2 feet apart. Toes are slightly turned out. It's just like what it's called, like a ballet dancer, a plie squat. The advantage, yes, very good, Jared. Very good. Okay.
Active rest over here. Nice job.
The advantage to a plie squat, and the thing that I love the most about it, is it also gets your inner thighs, which is nice because it really bears down on these muscles in addition to your outer thighs. Now, you're going to hold the weight, arms are completely extended, and you're going to drop your butt to the floor, keeping your back straight. Push up on your heels. Make sure your whole foot is gripped to the floor. Drop down and push back up. I'm going to let Jerry do 15 of these. And if you want to join him, that's perfect. He's using a 10-pound dumbbell. Again, you can use just your body weight, or you can use a heavier weight. And there are some of you, Betty, if you're out there, you're probably picking up a heavier dumbbell right now. So it really depends. Again, shift your weight towards your heels as you come down. Yeah, nice, good.
5.
Looks good. I like your t-shirt, Jim.
Thank you.
Never give up.
That's right.
Great.
Being tested, but don't give up. I lost track. 8, I think.
Yes. Looking good. Keep that whole foot right to the floor. If you're like me, sometimes I tend to want to lift and pronate my foot.
12.
Yes. Last 2.
Let's do one more.
All right. Nice job, Jerry. Awesome. All right, I'm going to hand you, or I'll take that and I'll hand that back to you. We're just going to kind of rotate back and forth between lower body and upper body. And this one's primarily going to be upper body, and we're going to focus in on shoulders. But we're going to do 2 different movements for the shoulders. All right, we're going to start with weights by your side. Now again, Jerry's going to be using dumbbells. If you have whatever weight, I suggest you go a little bit on the lighter side since we're doing anterior delts and smaller muscles in the upper body. Okay, but if you know you can handle heavier, go for whatever you ordinarily use for a shoulder exercise. We're going to do a side raise. Bring those back down, palms facing in towards you. Then palms facing in towards you still, and we're going to do a front raise. Bring it back down. Bring the palms back in, facing your side. Up, back down. Now notice when I lift these, I don't hyperextend these weights above my shoulders. As a matter of fact, that's not only not impressive, that's not what I want you to do, and there's a greater risk, okay, perhaps of injury, especially if you tend to go a little heavier. So keep those weights under the shoulders, side, turn your palms in this way, and front, and bring them down. I'm going to have Jerry do 8 of the side, 8 of the front.
I love this one because I carry all my stress right here.
Yes.
And it hurts right now.
Now don't hyperextend them. You can bring those feet in a little closer. Yeah. Bring the shoulders back. Yes. And lighten up that neck. It's so easy to... Yes. Looks good. Jerry's using 10-pounders, but again, these cans would be perfect for these. For those of you who are not accustomed to doing this particular exercise, or even doing a lot of weighted exercises with your shoulders. Very light cans, add a little extra weight. Okay, give you a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, so, and again, if you want to go a little heavier than this, sometimes I've grabbed water bottles. Water bottles are good grip, okay, and they're a little bit heavier. These are green beans. I guess if you had chili, that would be heavier, but green beans is what we happen to have available, so that's what we grab. Yes.
11.
These things are sneaky, for sure.
Yeah, it's getting tougher.
Yeah.
Well,
3 more. Nice job.
thank you.
Good. Looks good. Nice job. Awesome. Now shake out your shoulders
Dang.
a little bit.
You gotta be
Got 16.
roasted.
Yeah, you can set those down.
I love that one.
All right, and we're moving on. Now, the next exercise, I'm gonna grab, again, the weights. And again, you've got your choice of whatever you can use with the weights. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a combination of a forward lunge with a form of a deadlift, okay, a bent knee deadlift. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna step out like you're gonna do a lunge, because you are. Now remember, the further out you stride, the more of a challenge it is as far as your core, at least as far as your balance is concerned. And as we age, there's a definite difference, without a doubt. So when I'm not warmed up and I stride out too far, it becomes a big challenge. However, if I warm up with a shorter stride, then eventually I can stride out further. So you're gonna stride out, front foot pointed forward. Go down into a lunge and bring this to the top of your foot. Then bring it back up and step back with your feet in line. Now that deceleration process of just going back with that foot, that requires a lot of core work and a lot of stabilization also. Now on the second one, you're gonna go out on the opposite side. So again, watch how far out you stride. The further out you stride, the more work you'll do, the more of a challenge it is, and that's okay. If you can do that, go for it. Go down into a lunge, take the weight, go to the top of the foot, keep the chest open, come back up, and step back. Now I'm gonna give these to Jerry. Now, again, I want to encourage you that if you're a little bit all over, well, your feet are going to be a little bit closer, because remember you're going out into a lunge. If you're a little all over the place, yes, that means it's a good exercise. That doesn't mean that it's an exercise that's not meant for you. It means it's an exercise that is meant for you. Because in order to get better at balance, ladies and gentlemen, we got to put ourselves out of balance a little bit. So now you want to go straight ahead.
Marilyn's in the house.
Oh, good. Hi, Marilyn. And the more you can, and again, that's difficult sometimes, but you'll notice Jerry's turning his foot in a little. I do that too, because that gives me more stabilization. The more you turn your foot straight ahead, toes pointed straight out, which is what I'm going to ask Jerry to try to do, the harder it is to balance. But that's okay. You're not under these circumstances, and at home, and you've got carpet or flooring below you, you're not likely to injure yourself. You're just likely to be a little bit all over the place. But go ahead and challenge yourself that way.
7.
How many? 7 on each side?
Yep.
All right. We want 10 on each side. And again, if you can.
That is harder.
Yeah. If you can stride straight out. Yep. Nice job, that's good. Another thing you can do is, I tell clients frequently, as crazy as it sounds, focus on bracing through your abdominals. This is gonna bring you a lot more stabilization than if you're trying to just work with your legs. But if you focus in here, where you're not breathing in or sucking air in, but you're literally almost pooching out your abdominals so that you stabilize yourself. And that's what it does. It helps you to stabilize. It's sort of like when my grandkids come into the house and I know they're going to make a beeline right for me for a big hug, and I'm delighted for it. But automatically what I do is, when I feel it, I brace through here, because that way I know I'm going to stay standing through that entire hug. Anyway, Jerry just completed, 10 of those. 15 on each side. Whoa, nice job. Good. All right. Now, we're going to move on, and we're going to do a little upper body again, but this time we're going to focus in on 2 different areas in the back. I'm going to show you with the fabrics, like it makes any difference. Okay, this one's a tried and true for the back, for the lats. So what I want you to do is put your feet about shoulder width apart. Soft knees, slightly bent, hinge slightly at the hips. Again, we're going to do a single arm bent over row. Really hit those lat muscles. I want you to keep the neck nice and neutral, the back nice and straight, even though it's not vertical. Arm fully extended, and pull it all the way up close to the side of your body, then lower it down. then lower it down, then lower it down. I want 10 on one side, 10 on the other. When you're done with that, I'm gonna let Jerry have that. He's gonna be doing that. You're gonna shift to lighter weights, whether it's your cans or your light weights. Palms are towards you, same stance, all right? Where you're hinged slightly at the hips, bent at the knees, back is straight. But what we're gonna do is bring those elbows back right along the shoulders. So we're gonna hit the rear delts. We worked a lot of the anterior delt. Now we're going for the rear delt and the middle back. Then bring them all the way down. Now you see the difference between palms towards you and then palms facing each other with the detergent bottle? We're hitting those larger lat muscles. With these, palms towards us, elbows running across the shoulders. Again, middle back, really a lot of anterior, back delts. All right, let's go for it. So you want to bend a little bit at the knee, keep them nice and soft. Put your, yes, good. Looking good, Jerry. Chest up and open. Keep the neck nice and loose.
10.
All right, shift it up. Other side. Now, normally Jerry will tell you he does not use a fabric softener bottle. He uses a much heavier weight, especially for back muscles, because they're, especially those lats, he can pull a lot more, but still, he's getting a nice workout here. He's able to demo for you, hopefully, how you can use a lot of things right in your own house to do a lot of these workouts. All right, rear delts, middle back, slight bend. You can bring those feet a little closer together. Slight bend in the knee. Elbows run across the shoulders. Yeah. Loosen up that neck a little. There you go. Nice.
One more. We did 12.
Nice job. Good deal. All right, now we are moving on to, again, this is a whole lot of core. All right, and I'm going to ask our videotaper here to kind of follow us over to the white line on the turf here. Because what Jerry's going to do now is he's going to do what I just call one foot in front of the other, which is extremely challenging for me. For whatever reason, in the last 10 years or so, it's become particularly challenging. But that, as I've aged, I've found that any kind of balance at all, again, has become something that is a challenge. So, one foot here, step the other foot in front of the other. Again, really brace through here. This is going to help you. And step this foot in front of the other. I would keep your feet, your hands on your hips. Now later, and what we'll probably do next week is something similar, but we'll weight ourselves down on one side, because it's really important to keep the upper body nice and rigid when you're doing this, and to be focusing through here in helping you to stabilize as you walk the line. Okay, one foot in front of the other. Okay, and make sure that foot, that heel, it's toe to heel, heel to toe. All right, Jerry, start for us. Chest up. And again, you'll be a little all over the place. That means it's a good exercise for you. And if you're not, if you need a little bit more challenge, you've got a heavy dumbbell or a kettlebell that you can pick up on the way back and hold at your side while challenging yourself to do this while keeping a rigid upper body and not letting that weight weigh you down one side or the other. That's awesome. Looks good, Jerry. Nice job. Loosen up that neck. If you come off the line, regroup, get back on the line. Looks good. Nice job.
Very nice.
Awesome. All right, we're going back over to our original spot. We're going to start back at square one, get a second set of all those exercises in before we finish this up. So, we're going to start with our lift. Now, remember, bring your upper body all the way up so you're looking ahead. So keep that, yes. And squeeze as you come back. Nice. Looks good, Jerry. This is a good set. Yes.
Oh, thanks.
It's 7, I think.
I think it's 9.
Oh, 9.
10. Give me 2 more.
Hold this and
One more.
Yes. And
Yeah, that'd be good.
2. You got it. Nice job. Awesome. Whew. Now, again, you'll notice, sometimes exercises, there's just no ladylike or gentlemanly way to get up from the exercise. You can either drop from your bottom or tug yourself back up on the bench. Okay, we're going to now go back to the plie squat. So again, remember,
show us your dance.
or for the guys out there, we can call it maybe more of a sumo type squat. Anyway, the idea is you want your feet to be about 2 feet apart. Toes are slightly turned out. This is going to be weighted, so you're going to hold it this way. Let me show you.
Yes.
All right. So basically, we're 2 feet apart, you're wide. And again, I want to remind you, this one's nice because you get inner thigh too. So you want to drop the weight to the heels and then push up off the heels and then squeeze your butt as hard as you can when you come up. Remember, the idea isn't to roll the shoulders. Keep, even though the back is not vertical, keep it straight and then come up and squeeze as hard as you can. And let's go for 12 to 15. Yeah, try not to shrug your shoulders. Just let the weight hang. Just let it be an added challenge by adding the extra weight to the squat. And if you don't have the weight, that's good too. Body weight on lower body work is fabulous.
At 6.
Yes.
That's 10.
Give me 2 more. 2. Well done. Nice job. Now, we're going to do that side to front raise. Focus on those shoulders. You can either pick up the 10s, but remember, the idea isn't to hyperextend the weight. Keep the weight below the shoulder, okay? And we're going to do 8 of these, 8 side to 8, alternating with 8 front. Yes, nice. You can bring your feet a little closer together here. Bring your shoulders back. Yeah. Nice job. Arms are down. Looks good.
That's 4.
Yes. Breathe, breathe. And one more on both. And last one. Well done. Nice job.
Getting better.
Yes, yes. Now, if you need some water or something like that, don't hesitate. Even if we keep on moving or keep on going, and you need to drink the water, get a drink of water, then jump in when you're ready to go. All right, when you're ready, you want to shake out a little bit. Yep. You're going to want your weights again because, again, we're going to do that forward lunge in combination with that bent knee deadlift. So what's going on here with lower body and core? Now you want the opposite. So when this leg comes forward, it's this weight that comes to the top of the foot. Yes, beautiful. Yeah, and step back. Then opposite foot. No, yeah. But try not to make it a crossover. Try to go straight ahead. Yes. Yes. Nice job. Good.
Thank you.
We're going to do 8 on each side. Do the best you can to have that front foot pointing straight out ahead. There's a lot of balance in this one. So again, if you feel a little wobbly or a little all over the place, that means it's a good one. You're doing a great exercise. It's exercising those core, those stabilizer muscles. And as we get older, those are definitely, that's musculature we definitely want to strengthen. Avoiding falls at all cost.
I think that's 7.
On both sides. Yes. One more on each side. There you go. Yes. And back. And nice job. Awesome. Very good. Okay. Now, again, if you need a drink, go for it. Because we're going to move to the upper body. We're going back to the back. So we're going to work those lats again. And then we're going to move from that exercise of doing that bent over row to that rear delt and middle back. So you might want to use the same weights for both, but you're definitely going to be able to use a heavier weight on the bent over row than you are on the rear delts and middle back. So if you've got a little bit lower, like I use the cans on that, for those of you who are not accustomed to using a lot of weight, and then I use the fabric softener bottle for the bent over rows. Now, you want to bend these. Okay, so feet together, bend here, hinge forward at the hips, keep the back straight. Okay, we want one arm at a time. So, yes. Lift that elbow like you're lifting, not out, but up. So keep the arm close to the side of your body. Like you're pulling the elbow back and up, not out. Nice, Jerry. Give me 3 more and then I'll take it to 12.
That's it.
Yeah, switch it up. Other side. Yes. Nice job of keeping that chest open, keeping the neck nice and loose. Keeping those shoulders up, not rolled forward. I've got you at 5 here, am I right?
Yep.
Good. Three more. Last 2.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to do those cans. Let's do the cans. So again, keep those feet fairly close together, maybe shoulder width apart at most. Bend at the knee, hinge at the hip. Palms are forward. Remember, the elbows are running across the shoulder. Loosen that neck up though. 3 and 4. Keep the knees soft. Looks good. Last 2. All right, and you can set those down. We're over on the turf on the line. Very good. Good juggling job. Awesome. We're out this way. Let's go. All right, we're back to what I call 1 foot in front of the other, walking the line. So keep those shoulders back, chest up and open. Yes. Again, remember, if you want to make this more challenging, something we'll add either next week or the week after. Add a heavy weight on one side. So we can practice walking the line at the same time. Keep the upper body nice and rigid. And when we add that weight, the idea is not to let it pull us from one side to the next. Yes, nice job. Remember to focus in on your abdominals.
That helps.
Yeah, so you can brace. That's going to help you the most.
That helps a lot.
Yes. So it's not like you're sucking in air. It's just like you're just tightening those abdominals, almost pooching them out to stabilize you. Try to keep those shoulders back. Yay, you got it. Good, good, good.
That was good. Really.
All right, so we have now completed 2 sets today of each one of those exercises. If you'd like, you can go on to a 3rd set. However, that in itself, that's a half-hour workout where we hit almost every muscle in the body, or at least a lot of the muscles in the body. We are hopefully going to continue to add different exercises, do different kinds of things. Next week, we're going to try to focus a little bit more on abdominals because we haven't done a lot of abdominal work. So get ready for that, and if you're anxious to do some of that, we'll definitely add more of that in. We really appreciate your watching. Again, remember, this is a workout for everybody. We just want to make sure, okay, that we modify for those who are 55 up. So once again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to hopefully to having you back with us next week. Thanks.